God is bigger than cancer. Hello, y'all. I'm Diana Brienne. You know, I believe in miracles, and I believe that miracles can come in many ways. God has many doors to a miracle, including doctors and other professionals and other people, and also a divine, what we consider a divine touch or divine miracle. Miracles can happen in so many different ways. I believe in miracles. You know, my husband had end-stage cancer, and this is about 3 years ago. And that's a long story, but I did know beforehand in my soul he had cancer. So I told him, I said, you have cancer. You have a mass by your heart or by your lungs. Well, it turned out to be several masses, and not just one. I think it was 6 or 8. And one of them was huge, the one by his heart. And that's a whole story where I knew, and I told him a day or 2 or 3, I can't remember exactly, over by grandma's door, what I call grandma's porch door. And I remember standing there and I said, Jack, something huge is getting ready to take place, because I had the electrical thing, what I call the electrical thing, constantly happening for about 2 months. And that's kind of what I call my GPS warning, spiritual warning sign, where, you know, really strange things happen, like, you know, just things that normally would not happen. And I recognize that as kind of a warning sign to be alert to what's coming. But I also believe in miracles, and I believe that God sometimes lets you go through something, doesn't create it, but lets you go through something to refine you, to make you better, and bring you out on the other side. And so 1, 2, or 3 days later, I said to him, you've got cancer. And but he had felt chest pain the day before and went to the doctors and got an x-ray. And so, but we had no idea what the results were. And so, or maybe it was that morning he had the x-ray, I can't remember. But nonetheless, we got to I said to him, you know, you've got a mass. But I had no idea, you know, I mean, it just came to me. And so he said, honey, I'm really tired. I'm going to go lay down. If the doctor calls, you pick it up. So I did. The doctor called. And I said, my husband has cancer. He has a mass. And the doctor said, how do you know that? I said, I know it spiritually. He said, tell Jack to get in here tomorrow. We need to see him. He has a big mass sitting next to his heart and lungs. Well, that whole journey began, and I've done many videos on my channel, The Cancer Journey. And he took about 4 months of heavy-duty truckload chemo, and it was a truckload. It was awful, awful, awful. And at the end of all that chemo, it reduced it down about 25%. And so I just kept praying over him and praying over him and praying over him. And every night, as exhausted and depleted as I was, I would pray over him. And I put him on a what I call an anti-cancer diet, which I just made up myself, you know, fresh vegetables and greens, and we stayed away from sugars and anything like that. And I kept praying and praying and praying and praying. And he did go on one supplement. I don't recommend supplements to anybody, and I don't not recommend them. That supplement was called Graviola. It was some kind of, I think, Amazon leaf. He went on that. But like I said, I don't encourage, recommend anything to anyone. I'm just telling you our story. So I asked his doctor, you know, if these things were okay, and they said, yeah, why not? You know, it's the last stage of cancer. And so I kept praying over him every single night. Now, how that miracle took place, I don't know, because he had end-stage cancer. And I just believed in miracles. I believed in miracles. And over the course of 4 more months, his miracle came. Our miracle came. he became 100% cancer-free and has been for nearly 3 years. He has his regular blood work done, and originally his tumor markers were sky high, beyond belief, and the PET scans and CAT scans were horrible. And now everything's clear and normal. Was it the chemo? Was it the supplement and the food I gave him or we avoided? Was it all that prayer? How did God do that miracle? You know, I don't know. I don't know. I just know it was a miracle. And he is on his way back from Hawaii right now. Now, we did have 2 electrical things that happened with him. He has 2 vehicles, and the battery died. And these are, you know, good vehicles. And the battery died, so he took the other vehicle. And guess what? He got to the airport from Hawaii today, and the battery was dead in the other vehicle. So 2 vehicles. Now, I always look at that as a warning sign, but it can be a protective sign too, I believe. Maybe there would have been a traffic accident, and by it slowing him down, he avoided that. We often hear about people who miss their plane and what happened after. And so I believe that often God uses some events to protect us or to make us aware, and also to heal us, to give us the miracle. I believe that miracles are far bigger than cancer can ever be. From my house to yours, I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.